some of you more serious people will forgive me, and I close my eyes so as not to embarrass you. They know that existence is fun. They realize that fun is good and joyful, and that the gods play. They recognize that through expressing their own reality, they form these atoms and molecules and cells, the reality that you think of as a physical body. The atoms within your toe do not stop and say, oh, I must be responsible and sober and form this toe, and I must think very carefully before I move, because after all, I am damned to begin with. You would have a summer toe.
Seth.
Now I return you to your class and to yourselves. Paul. Oh, great. We're going to have a break shortly, but I want to know what your being is important. The fact that you are, my friend, impresses the universe, and that impression is never lost. That impression lives in your terms, though time itself is forgotten and dies. Your being as it is important. And whatever you do, it is not trivial. When you realize that your being is important, then you will realize that by being yourself, you will do in your terms important things you cannot do otherwise. Now we are here a small group, and you meet with yourselves and with me, many of you, weekly, in an intimate relationship. There are those who will listen to me speak. And I believe that you are there, audience, though I cannot see you. You are quite invisible to me. You can see the people in this room, and so you believe in their existence, but they cannot see you, and yet they believe in your existence. We then ask you to realize that though we cannot see you, we agree that you exist. I am sure that you do not need our agreement. Nevertheless, we all ask you to realize that when you look in the mirror, you see images of yourself. but you do not perceive the inner self that you know exists. And so each of us here asks each of you to realize that you have an inner identity that you cannot physically perceive, and an inner voice that you do not hear with your ears. Each of us here therefore asks you to admit the validity of your own being, to enjoy the being that you see and feel and touch, and yet to realize that you have still greater vitality and reality. We ask you in the most scandalous manner possible to realize one thing, that you are good, that you are blessed, and that there is nothing wrong with you. Now there are many levels of consciousness and awareness, and there are ways that things are said and unsaid. There are gestalts or families of consciousness. Each of you belong to such families. You are yourselves. Yet as you have physical families, you have families of consciousness. So most of the people in this room belong to a family called samadhi. And you give the message to yourself, for you are the message. The medium is not the message. You are the message. If only we can show you yourselves enough, then you will trust yourselves enough to explore those dimensions of your own greater reality that no one else can ever know or ever explore. There are journeys of consciousness that no one can take but you. And yet as you take them, you take steps in other terms for others. And you leave marks for your brothers and sisters to follow in their own explorations. Cards that say, I have been here, the place is safe, I leave you a sign of peace. Your being alone is important and has a validity beyond any philosophy.